seeing what I can do. It's like memory lane for me, basically. I kind of got it working. Like, I thought I lost everything from the original trailer theme. Like, and excuse any slurs, I've had a few drinks. So, I thought I lost everything from the original trailer theme, and I, like, literally the file and everything else. So, it was pretty bad. I thought it was, like, pretty hopeless. And I was searching the other day, and where was it? I will find it. This is not it. What is this actually? Oh, main menu. Okay. Trailer components. There it is. So, yeah, I found a zip file like on old Dropbox. And basically that worked. And I believe I actually made a separate save file. All those files you saw in there, that was all like WAV files. And I'll explain why. Let me just see if I can find this. It's probably going to be a really long name. Nope, that's not it. Old National Guard. Basically, I had made a bunch of themes for National Guard specifically, and they never got released. So I don't even think that made it into the game whatsoever. Like, you can't even listen to it if you look at the all the files. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like this never made it in. So it's not in here. Okay, whatever. So go to trailer components. Yeah, these are all, they're all No Room in Hell sounds, actually. Or stuff I prepared ahead of time. So I'll explain why I did this. So here's the save file. So what happened was I was using a computer that when I wanted to put every raw plugin in, it was getting so obscenely laggy. Like, the computer just could not handle it. And so what I decided I would do is I would make everything like a WAV file. So I'd make it like a single save file with this sound, get it the way I like it, and then I would export it as a WAV, and then I'd import it into like this master file. And that's the only way, having a bunch of waves playing is the only way I could actually have my computer handle it all. So the trailer basically became this giant mess. And actually, let me just post this all to my people on Discord before I do anything. Ignore my absurdly political YouTube.
Keep going.
That's the roof. Like,
What's that? Okay. Alright. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so essentially my computer couldn't run it, and I made all those individual files and then put it into one big one. Which makes finding the file really nice because I can just play through and know that all the files are there. But if I want to do anything with it, capturing like the specific notes and how they came to sound that way makes it really difficult. But let's see how much I have. So I just want to point out this. That's a frag grenade from the game. Basically every single sound in that entire trailer, except there's a synth and there's, I think, a beat, essentially. Like one little kick in the beat. Possibly an ARP, but a maximum of 3 sounds out of what you see here. Just look at how many freaking ridiculous amounts of sounds that is. I mean, like, this is 3 different hammers making a beat. That's 3 hammer sounds from the game. So if you look at everything there, out of everything there, I think 3 things are not actual in-game sounds, and everything else is in-game sounds. Minus the vocals, I should say, minus the vocals. Frag explode. That's the synth I was talking about. Most of this is usually just explosions, that kind of thing. Or they're like hits that are essentially reversed. Easy way to make a hit for yourself, or like a build up to a boom kind of thing, is just take an existing hit and reverse it. Works perfect. So that was a previous beat I made, and I just put it in because it was absolutely destroying everything. Obviously you hear the zombies in the background. My favorite. So another thing, when all the shit goes down, so to speak, this is all empty gun sounds. So Beretta, and then the 1911, of course. It's like different slide locks, like, sorry, instead of empty gun, it's essentially getting ready to fuck shit up. But the way it's set up, it's meant to sound like a kind of a tick-tock, like a clock. But at the same time, it's cocking your gun and getting ready to fight, so that's why I felt that was kind of relevant. The funny thing is, the sound I used to make Dark Nights is actually a sound I created, or at least I think it existed somewhat as a preset on something, but edited, essentially. But that's this. So essentially that's, what is it, reversed, severely slowed down, and I think I've changed some of the filters and stuff on some other preset that a plugin had, but so let's see. So basically, that was in the same save file as the original survival trailer music. That was easily 2013, 2012-ish. I don't know. So I thought I had lost that as well, because I lost a lot of those files. I had a bummed computer that just blew up one day, and I was really worried about it. And actually, I found a source file finally, and I went into Omnisphere. Now, people that don't know Omnisphere, it's a huge plugin. Essentially, it's very little sounds. Like the sounds are very small little bits of sound, but there's so many that it actually comes out to like 40 or 50 gigs of sounds that it samples off of, and then you can essentially edit. I went through probably a third of the library, just going through every sound. Now I knew that I actually like slowed this down, reversed it, so I tried to do it to as many sounds as I could because I really wanted to find what this was, and I finally did find it. And I, because of a save file basically, where I heard the original version of it, and then it just like sparked that day where I was like, oh, I should like reverse this. It wasn't even, it was like far before I even like tampered with the actual sound itself, so I heard the raw sound and essentially just remembered that day I messed with it. So that was like a miracle. So that's why there's going to be some new version of Dark Knights out there, because I found that. So you have this. Now, people who have kept up with the mod / game for like a really long time might remember like a Christmas preview that was released. That had something, I think it was called Disruptor. Man, honestly, I hate to say it, but I forgot what it was called. But it sounded like this. And yeah, this is essentially that same, ultimately what turned into that same file. Actually, this I think was the original file, and then the trailer was built off of that. So, and what that was is this little piece from the trailer. I think both of them are essentially from the trailer, but you have, let me see if I can find a place where I can play it by itself. This. Then you have that. So then, of course, putting them together, then adding a beat to kind of fix those crazy transitions. What is with this thing freaking out? I'm not even holding shift or anything. Anyway. I shall be right back in a second, so I'm just going to let this go here. Okay, I'm back. I don't even, do people like keep this thing open while they stream? I'm such a noob. Whatever though. Okay. So, where was I? Yeah, so I have to admit, I did take a little peek at the save file just see in what kind of condition it was in and if it would actually be worth streaming. And I did find some interesting stuff. Let's see, this right here. This is the raw notes. And of course, let's see, this sounds like this. Obviously with quite a bit of like filters and all that. And then this right here, also raw notes. And actually, I want to hear what the sending pattern is. So that's, I think that's reminiscent of like Falling City, I think it's called. And, oh shoot, look at these two. These are two different ones. So this is Falling City. Oh, that's a vocal. It's actually backwards. So, it's like a Middle Eastern plugin. And I reversed it. So people who have listened to, what was that song? It's Time to Run and Gun. Like one of the first songs I ever made. Literally, I think it was like one of the first songs I ever made for No Room in Hell. It's almost like my tryout song. But you'll actually recognize that from the vocal version. I use that in a lot of stuff. Yeah, this. So that is, I mean, this. And let me just put 0. So it's actually supposed to be faster than this. That's why it sounded like kind of distorted because I slowed it down. But decided to keep the same pitch. So when I stretch it out, it sounds kind of crunchy like it does. I don't know. So who would ever think to use that when they're, you know, working on like a zombie song? But I don't know, it just like stuck out. So let's see if I take this, I set this here, and I get rid of the speed increase. Let's see. That's the real version. So that's the original version that I first heard. So basically, stretched it out, reversed it, and then added my little filters, which I will go ahead and show. If anyone has FL Studio, I'll just bring it up. You can pause it and copy it if you ever want to do it for a vocal. But that and that. And basically, it makes this. And then keeps going, but I stop it there. And then in the song, it sounds like this. So it looks like, now, I should say ahead of time, I mean, if you're looking at this is just when I uploaded on SoundCloud, but this stuff is from like 2011, so it's 2018 right now. I made a lot of this stuff a long time ago, and I've had stuff go on, in my life. I've been busy, I don't know if people know this, but I have 4 kids, so I'm a busy guy. Uh, and I thought I lost a lot of stuff, so I didn't look at it. So essentially, I'm in the same position as someone who would like be given these files and told to recreate this stuff, who didn't originally create it. Like I don't remember a lot of the stuff that I worked on because I had a lot more free time 8 years ago, or not 8 years ago. Sorry, it's 2018. It would be like more realistically 6 years ago. So I mean, I'm coming into this kind of fresh. So basically my exploring of this is no different than anyone watching this would be exploring it. So I'm just trying to kind of conjure up any memories I have and remember what's going on with it. But I can tell you from the save file, this Fallen City, which honestly was like the first big song I wrote. There's parts of it reminiscent here, and there's parts of this is the trailer theme. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to the Gnome Room and Hell Music, all these original ones, these oldest ones, are my favorite just because they were the first ones I ever worked on, and there's like so much like nostalgia in it. But anyway, so this is literally the chord notes, the original notes for actually these are the original chord notes for, where is it? Oh, it's here. This, City of Sorrows. So City of Sorrows is basically those notes sped up. Or no, slowed down. Sorry, slowed down. So, yeah, that is this, essentially. Sorry if that ruins it for anyone, but that is basically what it was. Okay, so that's that. So essentially what I did is I took some of this here, and it looks like it turned into this, which you can tell this down here, like pattern 26. That's what it means when it says pat, like pat 26, pattern 26. Looks like that's reused and a few other little pieces from it, and then this is, I should say I assigned a shitty little piano for it because I didn't have, it's just FL Studio keys. I didn't have the original plugin that I used for that, so I'll have to find something very similar. But then again, when you make it for a new game, I mean, or a new title or upgrading it, you're going to change the sound anyway, so, or the core instrument of it, as long as the actual melody itself is the same. So this is just for example purposes. I could always put something cool there. Here, let me, I'll try this. I just bought this, actually, Cools turned me onto this because he made something with it and it sounded really good. It's a really good piano. I think it's less than $50. It's which I know isn't exactly chump change for a lot of people, and it's not for me either. But it's a Plastic Ghost piano, and let's just do that first one there. while I try to open my bottle of water with one hand. So it's kind of a cool plugin. It's a very interesting piano. It doesn't work for a lot of like realistic situations, and by that I mean if you're going for like doing the music for like I don't know, like for a romantic story or something like that. Maybe it does. I haven't played with it enough, but um, for like creepy situations, it works really well. It even has ghosts on there to show you that it will work really well for it. Anyway. So I know that basically sounds like this guy over here, and it is very similar. But what I've noticed is I think this, counting the piano, and this are basically the same thing. Start that over and just go back. Dun, dun, right here, and then low. High, slightly less high. So, I actually think that is kind of the big missing piece. I think I have literally both this and this. So let's see, what if I change this to Omni? Replace. For anyone starting out, Omnisphere, like bang for the buck, is probably the best thing you can go with. I mean, the obscene amount of content it has is mind-blowing. Though, the downside is, if you're just starting out, it's $500. Like, it might be more than the computer you're using to edit the music, depending on how you build your shop. So, there's drawbacks, but it's pretty good. It's like if you, I can't even explain it here. Like, if I go to guitars, I mean, look at that. Say like this one I used a lot, pretty sure. Probably would have sounded really cool if I would have had like a techno kind of sound. But anyway, so yeah, really good bang for your buck kind of thing. So in this case, the reason why I load it is I just want to go to keyboard, ambient space, because it's probably the most like, I don't know, just what you think of when you think of a digital piano. And that sounds weird, which means that it probably, yeah, there we go. So if I export this, yeah, so I used to call it Counting the Zombies, and that was a reference to, what's the band? But Counting the Sheep, like something Guns and blah, sorry. I'm having a brain fart, but I actually, originally it sounded just like that. So I'm going to export this real quick. See if I can make it sound like how it did. And that is not playing like it should. General, audio hardware. My output is my speakers. There it is. First, I feel like I should probably normalize it, but I don't really need to. Go back with that. Alright, so here's one problem is that this is already got all the edits on there, and I'm pretty sure I know what I did. I feel like back then I was really obsessed with the guitar. To be more specific, I was obsessed with this program, and if I went under special and then guitar suite, and it wasn't slightly burned. Yep, slightly burned makes your ears pop. I think it was Big and Dumb, and then edited. Or maybe lowest fidelity. Way more options than I had 5 years ago. For anyone getting into music, for the love of God, keep track of what you do on the stuff you like. You can save yourself so much hassle in the future. Alright, now let's see if I do that. So I don't think I ever change its speed. I think I just change its pitch. Where am I trying to go here? Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so I did change its speed by changing its pitch. So, I guess, wow, let me change that. To be completely honest, tonight is the first night I ever messed with it, like, nearly to this extent. I only did it that one other night that I mentioned where I just saw if it was even viable to play around with this. So if I can create something very similar to this, I am definitely good to go for creating, like, a different version. Even, I mean, one of my hopes was to have at least one of the trailers be, like, a remix version of that song. Just, like, you know, it's like that cool, like, hey, we're back kind of feeling. Actually, another trailer I was kind of working on. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it. And then, yeah, and I just really want this song coming back. Honestly, the original trailer theme is like one of my favorite songs. It's like one of the hardest things I ever put together because it was so freaking time consuming, but still awesome. This one's literally called Ghost Town. Oh, Dust in Space, my bad. So that whoosh? Where's that damn whoosh? Yeah, I even named it whoosh. You know what that is? I don't... Anyone listening to this, if you can... Whether now or in the future. It is the axe swing. The axe swing was my main whoosh. So all I did was slow it down. See, and if you reverse the stuff, it's a build. Sounds like, what is it? That, not Wild E. Coyote, but the other one. Zooming past you. So, yeah. So my main whoosh throughout the entire song was just the axe swing from the video game. I think these were board damaged light. So literally just hitting boards in the video game. That's all that sound effect is. That is not what I want to click. Once again, no room in house sound effect. What is this? Nothing, because it's not loaded in. Where is it? Yep, synth explosion. That is actually built into FL Studio, but apparently in this newer version it's not finding it, so I might have to bring it over. And by that I mean I'm not going to probably bother with it. This what is it? Survival Zone Resupply. Very slowed down version of that. That plays right here. It's a combination of a few things right here. It's because it was absolutely killing my computer. So long to decide if I wanted to keep this. This is where it zooms out and it shows that guy in the side view where he has people coming on his left and right. He's shooting from a long distance, or at least you're a long distance from him and he's shooting. I love that scene. So I totally decided to keep it in. I was really on the cuff for a while. This must be a version before I put in that extra, like, ending part. Because, you know, the ending part has that zombie that gets shot in a very ridiculous manner. I don't... Ooh. Maybe this is the original trailer version. Oh, shit. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming in terms of this. So basically, this is the trailer OST version. This is the version with all my sound effects in it. So I did pretty much all the sound effects for a trailer. You know, in terms of like gunshots and stuff like that. I should specify, I didn't make this, you know, the gunshots and all that. I implemented it into the trailer. So you could take a completely muted version of the trailer and put it to this, and that's, you know, you'd hear all the gunshots and everything. So that's what I did. I don't know what that is. I think that's me messing around. So this does have the end. That's awesome. Yeah, I did all that. So, oh man, that was... I remember I needed to focus so hard on it that I stayed at work. I got off work at like 5 and I'd be there till 10 at night. Just so I would have peace and quiet and just be able to work on it on my laptop. All of this was done on my laptop. I don't know if those extra vocals made in, but anyway. Sorry to stop it, but that moment where he swings that axe and there's all that bass behind it, that was my part, man. I put so much reverb on that. Reloads. Where's the swing? So yeah, this is actually just a hit. So you have the swing and then the hit separately. And then I think this is a little explosion. But all together. I absolutely love that. So I'm going to play from here just because I'll be right back in just a second. It's about to hit this stuff. I really am. I'm totally fangirling over this. Seriously, the the pinnacle of like my love for this can be summarized right. Where is it? Right here. That's basically it. It's blowing my mind as I'm playing this that it says it's using 10% of my CPU. Before I was like maxing at 75 to 90 with all these waves on here as opposed to a fraction of it, you know, like as the raw actual notes was maxing out my CPU. So, what a world. This, I think, was the baseball bat. Is that what that is? Massive reverb baseball bat, just as reference. Little reverb on there. That was the version that it didn't add in all those extra vocals. I never went that way with it. I cut it down. Oh shoot. Fun. I really missed that. Okay, so okay, I had to say real quick, this sounds fucking awesome. feel like that's the same kind of like beats per minute. Man, I like that. So yeah, like harshness, that was a guitar amp essentially. One of these I have to choose from on here. And a reverb. Where's that? Alright, fuck the keys. Let's see what we got. So my favorite thing to use with Omnisphere right now is Heather. Heather is the name of a guitar. I didn't name it. Or I think Victoria is the other one. I really didn't name any of these. But I can totally understand why people name their guitars. Veronica, that's one. Let's see. We'll go Veronica. Okay. I don't even know what to do with this. I like this so much. It's like this was just supposed to be kind of seeing if I could do something with it, but not really being serious, and now I've come to a point that I actually really quite like this. So, what I need to do is where are you? Hard limiter. That's awful. Alright, I'm just gonna save this for what it is. Alright, turn that off. Guitar Suite, apply. We'll just save where it's at. And I'll just come back to this later. And I guess if I need to remember what I did, I have an entire video. Veronica. I don't think I... That doesn't sound like a slowdown. That sounds like it went exactly how it was supposed to be. Nope. So that is definitely 100%. Shit. I know I used to have a NMRiH plugin for the guitar on here. Basically just stuff I customize and then save the preset. And, oh man. So that's another challenge, is I have to see if I can kind of recreate that or a better version. And that's definitely not it. So it sounded like it had the overdrive. Or did it? Ooh, that sounds pretty close. Let's go with something tentative. Alright, and then that gets applied like this, save as. Veronica. Well, let's throw them right back in here because we don't give a fuck. Wow, that is significantly smaller than the other one was. And that's not even relevant. I think that was it. That is because instead of going like, where is it? Instead of going like this, go a little past so you get that little end part, that little drop off. So it looks like it is where it should be. That is the opening to Half-Life. And when I say Half-Life, I mean a song I made called Half-Life, which has seemingly nothing to do with Half-Life. Anyway. I had to get my whoosh in there somehow, you know? before. Okay. I'm not hating it. I'm really not hating it. This one was a little more intense though, which I kind of like. Oh, it's bad. Just does not fit. I'm not like immediately holding against it, but. I don't know. I'm onto something here though. I know I'd change it. I think what I did is I changed it to a super high pitch, so when I lowered it, it sounded. Where is the sun? So I changed it to a super high pitch, so when I then lowered it. What is this? Oh. Yeah. Anyway, one more time. I changed it to a super high pitch, so when I lowered it, then it was at a really low pitch. Or then it would be at a low pitch but sound better. That was before I knew kind of more about these programs and how to properly affect that. I think that's all I'm going to do on it tonight, but I'm actually really happy that I was able to get this much done on it. Or not really this much done, but get this much progress on something instead of having to recreate it. Like, essentially the core notes are there. And now that I know that a lot of the stuff derives from that original song I made, that's even better. And I guess the way I'll leave it, go down. It is, oh, there it is. So listen to that opening sound. What does this thing think I'm... Oh, I was holding control. Wow. I don't really know when this song would be used. Here's something. The Gray soundtrack, the Half-Life 2 mod, I made the theme for. If you're not familiar, it sounds like this. Don't be fooled, the guy who came in... I'm not even salty about this, but I quit to Gray to go to No Room in Hell. But the guy who came in afterward, I think I got a special thanks or something on the website, but when you look up the Gray soundtrack, it's only the guy who came in after me who gets any of the credit, essentially. But I made this, and like 60-something sound effects in the game. I was actually thinking about remastering this, like remaking it, essentially. I know what went into it, essentially. So yeah, it's kind of cool coming across all the old save files. One piece. Honestly, I'm really curious. I bet none of this stuff's gonna work. A lot of this stuff might suck. Because this is like even before No More in Hell. That's particularly bad. A lot of this stuff, it gets made in like concept like this, and then you apply like the good sounding stuff to it. Oh my gosh, nothing's gonna work in this one. I don't have any of these plugins installed. Wow. Anyway. I was trying to find Barricade 30. That would be... Barricade 30 originally became the trailer theme for it. I remember that. This is old. This is super old. These are like, essentially whenever I'm going to switch PCs or upgrade my PCs, like I had an Acer laptop at one point. That's these projects. Oh yeah, look, gray theme. Yeah, see, none of this stuff even works anymore. But, I doubt this will too. Sound effects from the game The Mom. This is not the theme that ended up being used. Last moment of your life. That is something I use a lot. Dell laptop. Gray mod. Oh yeah, boss battle. I can see used. The flooded basement, the theme for that. Which none of this stuff's gonna work. Oh, that's frustrating. Here we go. Down in the depths, this is all the original sounds, counting the zombies. So yeah, this ended up being the trailer theme. This is like real early stuff before any of that. But yeah, it's weird. I wasn't able to get a lot of sounds from that. I think this is what turned into Time to Run and Gun eventually. Yeah, the vocals. And somewhere in here is the Half-Life song. Oh, wow, right here. Like right in front of me. Oh, yeah, looks like once again I used a lot of... Shoot. Oh shit! I never knew that was there. Man, I wish I knew exactly what I did to make that. That's a lot of WAV files that I don't think are being loaded. There it is. Let's try 3. That sounds better. I don't think any of this stuff's gonna work. Like, barely. So I can tell this is where I made Time to Run and Gun, but it's requiring things that are just not there, like ending pattern, fast echo. Shit. This is literally it. Oh, that makes me kind of sad. Oh well. Anyway, that was this. Just like the absolute best part, and like other favorite thing of mine is 3 minutes in, right here. I think I found what that is. Dun, 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 dun. And the top would just be the part you don't hear. Or actually, this would be what you don't hear, and you hear these last two. Because look at the volume on that. That's super low. So you hear dun 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 dun. Ooh, this has to. Watch, you'll hear it. Well, looks like I need to make a new version of that, because that is definitely happening. I have an old YouTube video, actually, that shows how I made that. Battlefield 3 was new at the time. Like, literally just came out, if that tells you anything. What the fuck? Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry if anyone likes those people, and that might be offensive to you. And then on the other hand, I'm not super sorry, but sorry. It's my old review for the music bullet, which I called the magic bullet throughout the entire thing, which I'm pretty sure the magic bullet is a dildo. So, that was fun. Yeah, so this right here. Ugh. Hearing your own voice. Holy shit, I want to dissect this entire thing. What is the epic evac? Guys, this is so old. March 11th of 2012. I just want to see what I did to it.
So, sounds like...
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, basically, I
Alright, cool.
put 4 of these puppies.
Sound like a loser. Alright.
I'm just...
Okay, wait a minute. What was those save files? No, you don't. Nah, okay. Nothing special. Old FL Studio.
Want it to stay at 100%. You definitely want the precision to be high. Isotope radius, you want that checked. I had a brain fart there, sorry. And then for the pitch shift, you want -8. And that's what we'll get what we want. You hit OK, it'll take about 1.5 to 2 minutes depending on how fast your computer is.
Or like 10 seconds on my current computer.
And then it sounds something like this.
Oh shit.
Cool. So there's several you want to do. I believe I exported at least 2 or 3 different. All right, cool. So you beefed it up a bit. One thing that's nice to do, set limit to -6. The second one you want to do is you want to go to cleanup and level voiceover, and that will actually give you, I don't know why, but a nice modulation drop. That right there is key. So just
Ugh, my voice.
I'm very passionate about, and it's awesome. So, and actually, let me find.
This is how the save file's supposed to look. This is how everything's filled in. All the files are there.
Cool. So we all remember that. All right, hit. Not a drop anymore. It's actually more of a pickup. Like it comes. Let's just scroll this guy back. So it'll sound like this. Okay, so that's fine. Fades into that part that had the.
Look at that. I can see that piano was Chinatown BGM Epic Evac Pluck number 2. Chinatown BGM. Epic Evac. So it's got to be something under this. Oh, well, it's probably the one I just pointed out. Never mind. I'm tired. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. So I gotta find a part where that basically plays over and over, and I think... Is there a part in here where that just plays consistently, where I would have recorded that?
So yeah, I mean, minus the extra stuff I have in there for my own project, that sounds pretty darn close to Battlefield 3. If I get rid of that little extra part. Right? I think so. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, the nice thing is you can mess with it.
I want to go back in time and punch that guy in the face and steal all his save files. That bastard. Okay. Yes, I'm fully aware I'm talking about myself. But he has it coming, because he doesn't save that shit right. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I am definitely going to make something more with that, and I will be sure to share it with my friends in Discord. So, if you actually watch this far, good God. But also thank you. Alright, everyone. Take care, have a good night, and how do I stop this?